This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. A man who was in a retention pond this morning finds himself in the hospital after being attacked by an alligator. The attack happened in the area of Kings Highway in Port Charlotte. ABC7's Rick Adams has more details about how this happened.
Well, a man is lucky to be alive after being attacked by a huge alligator. The attack happened in the pond right back there. This is a picture from the scene. It shows a 9-foot alligator being removed from a retention pond at Kings Highway and Suncoast Boulevard in Port Charlotte after the gator attacked a man who was in the pond around 10 o'clock Monday morning.
It was reported that he had an injury to a lower extremity as well as possibly on his backside.
Following the attack, the man, who was in his late 60s, went over to a nearby surgery center. That surgery center wasn't authorized to treat him, so an employee from the center put in a 911 call.
A man just came to our door. He said he was bit by a gator.
Okay. Do we know where the gator's at?
I don't know. He's outside. We have nurses here and doctors, so they're out. They just went out front with him.
So his male is, do we know where he was bit at?
It looks like his pants are torn.
The man was airlifted to Lee Memorial Hospital in Fort Myers with injuries to his leg, foot, and groin. His condition has improved from serious to stable. Many folks who live near the pond are shocked this happened in their neighborhood.
Very surprised, to say the least, because I wouldn't think anybody would want to go in there.
For Lisa Poston, she says that she always looked forward to seeing the alligator she named Charlie every day. She says she's saddened about these circumstances.
I'm a little upset because the gator is probably going to be euthanized. People that live in Florida, they know not to go in these waters. This is where these gators live.
Fire and EMS from Charlotte County tell us that after the gator was removed, it was euthanized. They say they are hearing reports that the man was homeless and that he had been taking a bath in the pond. And emergency officials are warning folks to be extra careful around water, especially around ponds like this. Reporting from Port Charlotte, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rick. The State Fire Marshal's office is investigating a 3-alarm fire in Sarasota. It started at a building off of US 301 and 17th Street. That was around 8 this evening. Emergency personnel saw black smoke and flames coming from the roof of the structure. The building houses about 18 businesses, and we're told 3 have been damaged by the fire. But fire officials say it could have been much worse.
It was just going black smoke going all different directions and flame, with firefighters blowing water all different directions trying to get it to go out.
The fire was definitely contained to the units of its origin, and it could have been a lot worse. We saved a lot of property here, absolutely.
I was kind of worried, you know, that our site was burned or that we had a lot of damage, but thank God we're blessed. Everything is fine.
No injuries were reported, but a pedestrian was hit by a car near the scene at the time of the fire, and EMS used an ambulance sent to the fire to take that pedestrian to a nearby hospital. US 41 is closed in both directions between Myrtle Street and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Way because of a motorcycle crash. Officers tell us a Harley-Davidson motorcycle heading south on 41 was hit by the driver of a Honda Odyssey pulling out of West Tamiami Circle. 2 people were on the bike. 1 is in critical condition. The condition of the other person is unknown right now. Officers with Sarasota Police Department are still on the scene investigating, but alcohol does not seem to be a factor in this crash. A day after Snooty the manatee was found dead in his tank, a necropsy has confirmed the cause of death to be drowning. Snooty was stuck in a 30 by 30-inch tunnel used to access plumbing for his tank. A passage usually blocked by an access panel that is bolted shut. Divers inspect the tank daily and found nothing wrong during the visual inspection on Saturday. And unfortunately, there are no eyewitnesses or security camera footage to explain what happened overnight.
Something happened to dislodge the panel from that access opening. We do not know what happened that allowed that panel to become dislodged.
It was just not something you would expect. It's just not supposed to happen to Snooty.
An inspection of Snooty's tank started today, but there's no timeline on how long until we have some more answers. The museum plans to reopen tomorrow, including the aquarium. Some local residents and bird watchers are concerned about learning a bald eagle found dead at the celery fields had West Nile virus. West Nile is a mosquito-borne disease that is carried by birds. The majority of humans infected will experience mild, if any, symptoms and usually make a full recovery, but less than 1% of those who contract the disease will develop a serious or a fatal infection. Staff at Mosquito Management do not want local people to worry.
The problem with birds is they have wings and they travel long distances, so it's always very difficult to tell where the bird contracted the virus from. You don't know if the bird was, 2 counties over a few days ago or was in South Florida and it's part of its migratory pattern. It just happened to die here.
Because of the inability to pinpoint where the eagle contracted the illness, they're asking the community to take the necessary precautions by wearing long-sleeve clothing and use insect repellent. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office is warning drivers to lock their car doors. Criminals are smashing car windows and stealing purses and any other valuables that are in sight. This weekend, thieves targeted Nathan Benderson Park between 4 and 4:30 on Sunday. The Sarasota County Sheriff's Office responded to 5 smash-and-grab burglaries. Purses were stolen from all 5 vehicles. Today, deputies were at the park warning drivers to keep their windows up, their doors locked, and their valuables out of sight.
Most crimes, again, are crimes of opportunity. Burglars are looking for something that they can take and sell generally pretty quickly.
Similar car thefts happened a few months ago, also at Nathan Benderson Park. A minor from Fort Myers was arrested in those thefts. Deputies say it's too early to tell who the culprit is. At this point, no arrests have been made. Sarasota County School District will help more students get a head start on their education thanks to some recent donations. The district receiving a grant from local philanthropists to establish full-time preschool pilot programs. The school board approved the plans for the programs at Gocio Elementary last week. Classes will be taught by 2 certified master teachers and some paraprofessionals. Students who live in the Gocio Elementary attendance zone will be eligible for the program. And Bob is back from vacation, and he has an update on what's in store for the weather this week.
Haley, I got to tell you, it's warm out there right now, and what we're missing are those afternoon showers and evening thunderstorms to cool us down. That hasn't happened today, although it was working last week. We even had some morning showers, but right now, look at the temperature, 82 degrees, and that makes the feels-like temperature right now at 89 if you factor in the dew point at 75, so it is warm out there, and the barometer continues to rise at this hour at 30:11 under fair skies. Now, radar has been active down to our south right now, and to the east. We've had some lightning you can see off in the distance, the heat lightning, if you will, down south near Naples. There it is right there, and a few showers and thunderstorms also moving through portions of Glades County. Those are heading basically off to the northeast. No rain around here right now, and it appears it'll stay dry on Tuesday. We'll have more on that coming up in a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. A Suncoast man is counting his blessings after a lightning bolt struck his boat, destroying some of his fishing equipment. Charter Captain Billy Alstrom and some friends were catching bait off of Florida's east coast when his fishing rod was struck by lightning. He says his boat lost power after the strike.
There was no warning at all. Just next thing you know, it was like a flash grenade went off, and everybody was just in shock. Nobody really knew what had happened. Until I turned around, I saw my rod on fire, and it dawned on me we just got struck by lightning.
On a Facebook post, Alstrom says he now has newfound respect for Mother Nature. When you start to hear that thunder, as Bob always says, you need to go inside. Straight ahead, Bob will be back with more on our forecast. Plus, the countdown is on to the Senate vote on Obamacare repeal and replace. And John McCain decides if he will be able to make it to Washington. And could new hope be on the horizon for children born with HIV?
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the blingiest of them all? You are, with Spectralite diamonds, all gorgeous and affordable. Only found at Creative Gems, where you always get big bling for little ching.
I heard about the Detoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Detoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Detoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Don't hate me because I'm blingable. Get your bling on with affordable Spectralite diamonds exclusively at Created Gems in Gold and Silver, where you always get big bling for little ching.
Well, today was a bit unusual. No storms around in our neck of the woods. A few now taking place down to our south and to the east of our viewing area. It's a result of some dry air and a large area of high pressure which has been bumped down right over the top of us, kind of suppressing our normal pattern of afternoon and evening thunderstorms, although it was kind of abnormal at times last week with morning storms. But you can see calm conditions out there on the sea, and it looks as though we'll continue to see that tomorrow. Sea's running less than 2 feet basically, and some great photos sent in. I know I saw a lot of photos in my mail as I was gone, and I couldn't get to all the photos. Obviously, it wasn't on air, but this one from Art today, Art Conforti, regular contributor. Another one, Cindy, she always sends some great shots in, and also another one, Fred Seeger, getting a beautiful shot of some of the high cirrus clouds lighting up. And I got a chance to see the International Space Station as it went on by. It was rather bright too as it sailed on by just after 9 o'clock this evening. Well, not much going on here. A few storms lighting up the sky if you look to the south and east of us right now. Occasionally you'll see some of those flashes reflecting off the upper part of the atmosphere, all the way from just north of Lake Okeechobee southward to southeast of Naples. Clear, 82, but the dew point is pretty high right now. It's 75 degrees, and that makes it feel like 89 out there. Winds are calm and the pressure 30-11, and that continues to rise. Now, the high today was 1 degree shy of the normal, and the low was 1 degree warmer. So today's temperature is basically where they're supposed to be for this time of year. No rainfall to report so far for the month, just under 5 inches. We're 1 1/3 inches below average for the month, and as far as the RPM forecast model is concerned, we're not expecting any overnight. Tomorrow, a slim chance to none as far as showers go. If we see anything develop, they won't be around long, and they'll push off toward the east basically throughout the afternoon and evening. Similar conditions as a result of this little trough of low pressure here to the north of us. We'll see that westerly onshore flow. And what that means is we'll see warm temperatures, muggy conditions overnight. And with a lack of storms in the afternoon and evening, temperatures are not going to drop all that much. We look for the benefit of those afternoon showers by cooling things down in the evening hours, but that's not going to be the case throughout much of this work week. So expect very warm, very muggy conditions all throughout the evening hours. Now, as far as the tropics go, good news on that front is there's nothing going on here in the Pacific, which is a little bit more active, and they've got a couple of storms. We watch them right now. We have Hillary with winds up to 100 now, so that's starting to gain some intensity. And also Irwin's gaining intensity. Now it's 70 miles an hour, and some of the forecast models suggest that when you get two storms this close together, sometimes they do a little dance, it's called. One will rotate around another as they spin off toward the west. It's called the Fujiwara effect, and it'll be interesting to see if that happens, but indications are that it certainly may. Cooler weather over the Great Lakes, high pressure dominating the eastern Gulf, and hot conditions over the northern plain states, and the temperatures go into the 60s in Toronto, Detroit, and Chicago and Cleveland. But much warmer in Minot, 80 degrees there. It's 88 in Phoenix and 59 in Boston. For boaters tomorrow, winds very light. Out of the south to start the morning and then picking up to 10 knots in the afternoon out of the west. Seas will be running less than 2 feet with a light chop out there in the bays and inland waters. Water temperature now 89. The beaches will be warm. It'll be muggy, but there'll be plenty of sunshine. No rain out tomorrow. And then low tide will be, actually high tide will be at 3:35 and a low tide at 8:19. Partly cloudy, warm and muggy overnight, 78 for your low. And then for tomorrow, look for similar conditions what we saw today. Heat index up near 100 to 105 in the afternoon. The 7-day forecast checks in with pretty dry conditions through Thursday. Only a slight chance, and then our rain chances will be increasing as we head to the weekend. Back to more basic afternoon and evening storms. Haley?
Bob, President Donald Trump turning up the heat on Senate Republicans on the eve of a very critical health care vote. It's unclear at this hour, though, if Obamacare will be repealed. ABC's Megan Hughes has the details.
President Trump putting Senate Republicans on notice.
Any senator who votes against starting debate is telling America that you are fine with the Obamacare nightmare, which is what it is.
Gathering a group of people the White House calls Obamacare victims, ahead of a healthcare showdown Tuesday. Hours after the White House event, the president raising the issue again at the Boy Scout Jamboree, even threatening his Health and Human Services secretary.
By the way, you're going to get the votes? He better get them. Otherwise, I'll say, Tom, you're fired. I'll get somebody.
Giving Majority Leader Mitch McConnell a potential boost, Senator John McCain, who was recovering in Arizona, is now expected to return. But McConnell can still only lose 2 Republican votes to move the bill forward.
We're here to make sure that the senators hear us loud and clear. We need to kill this bill.
At the U.S. Capitol, a torrential downpour and outpouring of protests against the Obamacare repeal efforts. While inside the Capitol, confusion late Monday about what measure was even coming up for a vote.
We haven't even got to see the bill. Even the Republicans haven't seen the bill that's going to be put before them. So they're going to have it thrown on them tomorrow.
Vice President Mike Pence is expected here on Capitol Hill when this measure comes up. He will be in place to cast a tie-breaking vote if necessary. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Capitol Hill.
Baby Charlie Gard and his family are approaching the end of their battle. The family was fighting to travel to the U.S. from Great Britain for experimental treatment. 11-month-old Charlie is on life support with a terminal condition. An American doctor flew to the UK to examine Charlie earlier this week, but the latest scans reveal Charlie's disease caused irreversible brain damage, and now it's too late.
Had Charlie been given the treatment sooner, he would have had the potential to be a normal, healthy little boy. We will have to live with the what-ifs, which will haunt us for the rest of our lives.
Charlie will now be put in palliative care and allowed to die naturally. His first birthday is in just 2 weeks. Scientists are meeting in Paris right now to discuss HIV research and treatments. Currently, there's no cure for the virus, but as Cyril Venier reports, the remission of one child is sparking hope for those born with HIV.
The 9th Annual International AIDS Society Conference kicked off Sunday in Paris. The 4-day conference brings together more than 6,000 HIV professionals. According to the United Nations, some 37 million people are living with HIV globally. And as of 2016, about half of them had access to treatment. One bit of promising news from the conference? A 9-year-old South African treated with antivirals as an infant, but not since, has been in remission until now, 8.5 years according to the National Institutes of Health.
So the child was first diagnosed at 30 days of age and then commenced treatment on three-drug therapy at 8.5 weeks, was on treatment for about 40 weeks, and then treatment was interrupted. And the child has had undetectable viral load for the duration right up until now.
Scientists believe other factors may have contributed to the child's remission, but they say this case, and 2 others like it, one in the US and one in France, may provide insight into how treating babies early could prevent them from having to take HIV drugs for their whole lives. These cases may even lead to new treatments for the virus. It's too soon to tell, but scientists are hopeful.
This patient definitely gives hope. I mean, we sort of as scientists are extremely excited by this case, and I think the challenge is to try to pin down exactly what were the events that led to this in this child and what it is that's very special about this case.
There is no cure or vaccine for HIV yet, but the scientists in Paris are working hard to find one. Cyril Vanier.
Sports is next, but first, here's Jimmy Kimmel.
Hey, look at this.
I think one thing about football, it's the ultimate team sport. So I guess more than anything, what I miss is the camaraderie.
And showering with others. Yeah, right?
Of course. Yeah.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
With Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-990-3613. That's 1-800-990-3613. Call now, 1-800-990-3613.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Because my parents told me I have to be responsible.
Because my first coach told me, you can do this.
Because my boss showed me how to do a good job.
Because my teacher helped me see the choices.
I'm swimming faster than I ever dreamed.
I am a valuable employee.
I discovered that I could work as an artist.
I will be whatever I want to be.
Youth with disabilities should grow up expecting to work and succeed. For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids. WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face, in your face,
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Watch ABC7 wherever you are. Just search ABC7 on your streaming device to keep up with the Suncoast from the comfort of your couch. Download ABC7 now to watch us on TV anytime you want. ABC7, we're here for you wherever you are. Now, sports.
The Rays are trying to bounce back from a 3-game sweep against Texas over the weekend. Blake Snell, back in a big league uniform, gets the start against the Orioles. Third inning, Adam Jones takes him deep to left field for a solo home run. That's his 19th of the year. Then in the 5th, Snell breaks Ruben Tejada's bat. The barrel, watch this, ends up hitting catcher Wilson Ramos in the side of the head, and then he would have to leave the game. Still a one-run game in the 8th. Sergio Romo gives up the bases-loaded single to Manny Machado. 2-run score, and the Orioles hand the Rays their season-worst 5th straight loss. Final score is 5-0. Free agent point guard Derrick Rose is heading to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It is a one-year deal with a veteran minimum salary of $2.1 million. The defending Eastern Conference champions met with Rose today. He's expected to sign his contract as early as tomorrow. Former Dallas Cowboy and NFL Hall of Famer Michael Irvin will not be facing sexual assault charges. Prosecutors in Broward County say there's a lack of evidence in the case of a 27-year-old woman who accused him of drugging and sexually assaulting her. 51-year-old Irvin has strongly denied the accusations from the beginning and had this to say Monday after the state attorney's office announced that it had closed the investigation.
Drugging someone and then raping, just devastated. And I said all along, that absolutely nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Investigators say sexual assault tests for the woman came back negative. A toxicology report said she had amphetamines, cocaine, and alcohol in her system. Irvin says the past 4 months have been the most difficult period his family has ever had to endure. Let's look at sports. We'll have our lotto numbers right after this.
Hi, I'm Chef Judy. Every Wednesday morning, I'll be with the chefs at the Publix Aprons Cooking School serving up the most wonderful dishes. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, Eye Comfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Some of your favorite TV shows are returning to the small screen this fall. The ABC season kicks off with Dancing with the Stars on September 18th. The Goldberg, Speechless, and Modern Family will return at the end of September. You can expect to see your Shondaland favorites, Grey's Anatomy and How to Get Away with Murder, every Thursday. You'll have to wait, though, a little longer for Scandal. It starts just about a month or two later, and it is the last season for Scandal, unfortunately. Shark Tank will now air on Sundays at 9 p.m. I think that's a good time. And Fresh Off the Boat and Blackish have new times on Tuesdays. And my favorite, The Middle, is back as well. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope captured one of the smallest moons in the solar system. Hubble was taking pictures of Mars when this tiny moon called Phobos appeared. Phobos is actually shaped like a football, and it's so small it could fit inside the Washington, D.C. Beltway. Scientists say it looks like the gravitational pull of Mars is tearing Phobos apart. They say the moon will crash into the red planet within 30 to 50 years, or it will be torn to pieces and then scattered as, 15 million years.
Yeah.
Sorry, Erica had to tell me. I read that wrong. It will then be torn into pieces and scattered as a ring around Mars. That could happen.
Yeah, I won't be around for that, but it'll be neat.
We will not be here, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know which one.
Jimmy Kimmel's up next.
Jimmy Kimmel is up next. Have a good night.